Hello friends, good morning, good afternoon. In this session, we are going to see table variable in SQL Server. So first of all, what is meant by table variable? When we have to hold the result set for temporary purpose, then we can use the table variable. Or we can say when you require to use the current result set in the next queries, then that result will store into the table variable. Means suppose, let's say I am creating the new session at here. Means here is our stored procedure, means there is a stored procedure having the numbers of lines like 1 to up to the 10. This is the line of code for the stored procedure. And let's say here is your code, and here is the result set we are getting from the one query, and we have to use this result set multiple times, or at here, then again there is a some statements related to the SQL. So and we have to use this result set in the next queries, then we can use the table variable. So we can insert the data into the table variable for time being, and then we can use that result set or a table variable in the next queries. That is the purpose behind of this. Yeah. And we can use the table variable in the UDF, means user defined function. First of all, we will go through the some of the questions written at here, and then from theoretical point of view, we understood what is the definition of table variable and why it is used, correct? So but in practical manner we will see it. And actually means for to hold the result set for time being, or we have to use that result set in the next queries, then we can insert the data into that particular table variable. Got it? Okay. So how to create the table variable? Declare table name, means here we have to use the @ symbol, and whatever the table variable name we have to assign, we can do that. And then table means this is the we are declaring the table at here. Means let's say I have to create one single variable, right? Here select str as a varchar varchar 20, right? And I am assigning the value to it str as a India, correct? And then print it or select it, select @str. So what we did here means, actually first of all I declare that variable, I assign that particular data type to that particular variable, and then means it str hold the data as in the form of string, and str having the value as India, and we are selecting that value. Got it? So same at here. Uh, Here we are declaring the variable, means whatever the name we have to specify, we can do that. And then what is the data type? Yeah, here is the data type, means each which can hold the data in terms of the rows and columns. Got it? And there are the some columns, and they are having the data type or constraints we have to specify. Means this is the table definition, like in normal table how we can create that, create table and table name, right? Same way at here, declare table means table name, and then there is a data type is the table. That's it. And definition is same, no any problem for the definition. Just we are declaring the variable as a table variable. Got it? This is the string variable, this is the table variable. Why? Because data type is mentioned as a table, and there are the miss column name and data type of the particular column, means emp id having the integer column, emp name having the varchar column. So varchar data type. So this is nothing but the means we are declaring the table. Got it? And then we are inserting the data into it. And if control save actually if I'm declaring it, and then means here you could see there is a command completed successfully, and then we are inserting it. So we can able to insert into this? No. First of all, we have to all together in a one stroke, and then sorry, control C. Okay, no problem. First of all, if you execute till the insert, it will fine. Means one row affected. But how we are getting that data? Yeah, using the select, same like as a normal table, means select star from table name. So such a like we are getting the data from the EMP table variable. But you observe one thing at here, means let's say there is a, if I am executing it, then we can miss actually, we are not able to insert the data into that. Means suppose I am declaring the variable, means multiple times I am declaring, and then miss, yeah, you can see I am executing it, then I am trying to execute it, then yeah, it will say. So that is nothing but the session, means it is nothing but the, suppose uh, we can call it as a scope. In this session, declaring the table, and I am assigning value into that, and then I am selecting the result set from it. But all together are in a one scope. Then we can see the data. If you are executing this, then it is limited to that. Only this statement and this statement. It is nothing but the scope because it is available to the particular that execution only. And suppose I am going to execute in another, means go is nothing but the batch separator. Yeah, and then I am executing complete statement. Yeah, I am here. There is a fourth statement, right? Execute it. So after go, there is a no, their scope is invalid because go is nothing but the batch separator, and after that that table variable is not accessible. Got it? So that is the purpose, means that is the scope of that particular table variable. Yeah, we will go into that in detail, but just I am explaining you. Yeah, that scope is limited to that particular statements only in a batch related. And yeah, how to create it? We seen how to use it. Yeah, select star from EMP. And one more thing, let's say I have to show you, means if we have a one requirement, means let's say I have to insert the 100 records in a one stroke. Can I do that? Yes. First of all, here is the 100 I am mentioning here. Go 100 means it will repeat for the 100 times, and then selecting the data. Yeah, begin. And why it's saying issue occur? Yeah, I have to show you, means why that issue occurred, because go is nothing but the batch separator, and yeah, it is 100 time it is affected, no problem, but after the go batch separator is done and then the scope is invalid. That's why it is showing at the end must declare the table variable at the rate emp because it is not accessible to that. Got it? So this is the purpose behind of this. uh, Means go in a multiple execution, means let's say I have to insert that particular statement for the 50 times, then you can use the go with 50. That is also possible, means we can insert the data 50 times in the that particular table, or you can try it from your own, means and yeah, do the practical for your understanding. And if you have any questions or doubts, then let me know. I will, means I will help you in that, means if any um, thing related to the execution point of view, or if you have any doubts related to the syntax or any Miss, what is the difference between the table variable, temp table, and is there any execution plan or something like that? I will try to help. Yes, sure, for sure. And one more thing, here I am going to execute it. Then yeah, it will say successfully begin execution loop, and then batch execution completed for 100 times. Got it? Means this is nothing but the one batch. And I am yeah, I will show you how that data will go into the table variable, because here if we have to see the data we can't see. Why? Because that scope is invalid after that particular go statement. That's why. So in another session I am trying to show you temp table. Yeah, I am switching to another topic because I have to explain you about the go statement. That's why. Create table. So means that concept will clear right now. Emp, and then here you have to make it as a hash, then again hash. Okay, and then at the end, and yes. So here I'm creating the temp table. Yeah, still it is accessible. Yeah, you can see there is a no need to collect all the things in a one go, and then because that is related to the session related things. Because once you created the temp table, then it will access to multiple lines, means further declared it. Actually table variable is also possible, no problem, but when we use that in a stored procedure, there are multiple lines all in a one batch, so they can valid, means there is no any problem. But when we are executing a single by single, then we have to select it and then execute it. That is the thing related to the table variable. But in temp table no problem, means in temp table there is a, yeah, you can just select it and yeah, execute it, because that is the uh, scope of that particular temp table is more different as compared to the table variable. That's here you can see, yeah, because there is a duplicate primary key is not allowed. Oh, means duplicate primary key, and this is not allowed. So what, why I'm doing, what time, yeah, truncate table emp hash emp, and then I'm inserting the data. Oh, got it. We have to make integer and then truncate table, because yeah, primary key does not allow duplicate value. That's the thing. Means two things about the primary key. One is it does not allow null value, and it does not allow the duplicate value. Yeah, then execute it. The duplicate value is available. Why? So I am truncating the table. Got it. And yeah, first of all, I have to drop the table because the definition is already exist. That's why drop table. Yeah, and do this analysis, do this experiment so that you will get the more understanding over the time table, table variable. And at the end, I will show you, means when to use time table, when to use table variable, when to use city. There are different things, correct? But there is a proper meaning or a proper way use case for that each object. You can use time table, you can use the table variable. No problem in it, but actually there is a special use case for each one. Then and then you can, yeah, define, easily judge, yeah, in this use case I have to use that, in this use case I have to use that. So this is the way behind of the using temp table and table variable. So yeah, we are at here, means there is a table is created. uh, right now I am dropping the table. Yeah, I think I already dropped, but okay. I created that and then I'm going to execute. Yeah, it is the 100. Yeah, means time is executed, begin execution loop, and then yeah, execute batch execution is completed for the 100 time. Then select the data. So there is a 1 2 1 2. So 100 times it executed. 100 into 2 is equal to 200. Means 200 records in it. Got it? So that is the purpose behind of that particular go statement. So sorry for I am switch to the another topic. Next thing, where it is stored, means table variable where are stored in temp database, and there is a temporary tables. Okay, first of all, how to show that table inside it. First of all, actually, I'm going to execute this command 100 times. Means let's say what I am doing here is declaring the variable, inserting the data into it, and then selecting the data from that particular table table variable. Got it? And if I am executing for 100 times, means every time this command will happen, means there is a declaration, insertion, and then select. Got it? And then quickly refresh it, so you can observe actually it is completed before of the execution. So instead of 100 I will use 500. So 500 times it will execution, and then refresh it. So in the background there is a table variable, means in the here is the hash is created inside the temporary table, means it is nothing but the table variable. Got it? Actually whatever the number, means hexadecimal its number is created in the background, and yeah, every time it is the declare, then insert the data, two records in it, and then select the data. Got it? So means our purpose is where it is stored. Got it? That questions answered is in a temp in the system database. Got it? And one more thing, let's say purpose actual where it is stored, yeah, we seen, but what is the actual purpose of the table variable? Let's say select star from, instead of this database I am using the bigger result set. Select star from patient and into hash tmp. So it is not allowed. We have to create the definition for that. Means let's say there are 10 columns, like means 10 column, 12 columns. So if we use hash tmp, means temp table, so by that means in background the definition will create automatically and insert the data into that particular tmp table, hash tmp table. But in case of the table variable it is not possible, tmp. So it will say yeah, incorrect syntax near, because we have to create the definition of that particular table variable first, and then we can insert the data into that table variable. Got it? And yeah, that is the one I have to say. And one more thing, can we create the index on it? First of all, let's say this is the table variable, correct? And once table variable is declared, then after that you can't modify it. Means let's say I have to create the index on it. Let's say create index name on, you inserted thousands of records in table variable, and then I have to create the index on it, then it can't be possible, because that is here declaration is done, means declaration is done, but when I'm going to create, so index will not create on that particular table variable. Got it? And if you are executing all the things in a one go, then it will again so yeah, there is a incorrect syntax near the at the tmp, because that create index is not possible. behind of means when you declare the table variable, then you can't alter it. Then can we create the constraint on it? Yes, obviously there is no any problem while creating the means suppose let's say you are creating the primary key constraint. So in background clustered index will create. Got it? But if you have to apply the index means after the declaration, then you can't do that. And same thing about the hmm, constraint means let's say primary key constraint, unique key constraint, then default, check, and not null. There are six constraints, correct? And there is a foreign key constraint. Actually, foreign key not possible on the table variable, but there are the five constraints we can do. Means we after the declaration we can suppose let's say I have to apply the uh, default constraint on the emp name. Suppose this constraint I have to do after the table creation means variable declaration, table variable declaration, alter table at the rate emp test, and then add constraint name const, then default, add constraint name as a default, ena for emp name. If we are executing it, then yeah, first of all are in a one go, but it will show emp test is not means not a valid. Even uh, you use go after the declaration of the variable, then you can't access that. So it will show yeah emp test is means we have to declare that variable. Got it? Means my purpose behind of this to explain means after the creation or means after the declaration of the table variable, you can't add index on it or you can't add constants on that particular table variable. And then next point, can we create the table variable inside the stored procedure? Yes, we can. And can we create the table variable inside the function? Yes, we can. Actually, in table variable, we can use the, sorry, in function, we can use the table variable. Here is one example, means create function. So what this function did, first of all, I am going to HIMS database and yeah, here is the function. Is function name, create function name and city ID parameter. And based on the city ID, I am getting the list of patient. Means patient name, first name, last name, full name, city name. Got it? And what I did here, I am inserting the data into the table variable. Here I created the one table definition. Correct? Got it. And then there is a insert into the patient means table variable is here, and then select whatever the data coming from this query means based on the there are 50k records and I am passing the city ID as a 1. Got it? So based on the city ID I am getting the name means whatever the city name, and then update the patient full name plus first name plus last name is equal to full name, and here we will get, and yeah, select that function means we are calling the function inside the means in a select query. Got it? So call it, and yeah, means there is a first name, last name, and the reason behind of this explanation means here we are declaring the variable, table variable, and then inside the table variable we can do the insert, update, delete operation, but on the table variable, not the physical table. And even temp table is not allowed in the function, only the table variable. Means we can use the derived table as well, but I will, yeah, once the derived table next concept is come, then I will show you that is how to use in function. And right now just keep in mind, table variable we can use in a function. Then next thing, how to drop it. Yeah, there is a explicitly no need to drop it, because once we declared the variable uh, table, and after, means actually it is batch related execution, means there is a scope is only related to the batch. Means suppose let's say you executed it, so it in that means in the background it will drop it just for holding the data and just dropped it. You have to use it, then you can, but in the some stored procedure there are, I am trying to explain you one stored procedure at here. Create procedure sp underscore test. Okay, as begin and end, and inside it just declare the table variable, select star from emp, and then create it, execute it. And let's say here after this statement you are calling the select star from patient where id is equal to 5, and then again you are calling, I think patient id something. Okay, yeah, I am altering the then execute procedure. So here you are getting the data from table variable, then from patient, and then again table variable. Why it is happen? Because all are in a one go. Got it? That's why. Means stored procedure execution in a one go, and then this is nothing but the one batch. Means this is a one batch treat. Correct? So we are getting the data from this. If we are executing these, so you will get that. Okay, and there is a no explicitly to drop that particular table variable, means drop table emp. No need, because yeah, when we are declaring any variable we are dropping that, no. So same case at here. And scope, yeah, I already explained you, means scope is related to the batch, means once it is after this statement, let's say this is the control x, and I'm using the go, and then I'm again executing this. So after the go statement, it will not accessible. Means it is related to the batch related only. Yeah, only batch separate. And then name over return. Let's say here is the, I'm using this variable, and then I'm inserting the another data here, but instead of project name, I'm using the prj name. Got it? So execute it. First of all, I am commenting it instead of the confusion. Okay, yeah, you can see this is the data of this, right? And here is the emp, and here is emp, but in between that there is a batch separator. Go is the batch separator, so there is a no any problem. If we remove that, then it will give us the error because it is already declared, so you can't declare the in a one batch. Got it? But after the go statement you can use that, no any problem. Means in one session you can use that add the tmp in multiple ways, but go is must. Means go is the batch separator, and after that you can use that in a one session you can use multiple times. Yeah. And in conclusion point of view I can say only one thing. Means suppose your data is uh, either large, there is a no any problem about the data how much data we can store. Yeah, you can store multiple, means actually multiple rows into it, means as like a temp table. But thing is that if you have to alter that things, means let's say this is the table, a table variable, and you after the declaration you have to alter it, or you have to means you have to apply the index on it. If you have to apply the constant on it, then you can't do that. So in such cases we have to use the temp table, and just simple there is a declaration of the table, and we have to insert the data, then we have to use it. There is a nothing related to the alteration required, then we can use the table variable. Got it? And at the end, means I will create a one separate session or a video. In that I will explain the difference, means temp table, table variable, then global temperature table, local temperature table, city, derived table, and I will explain use cases, means when to use which table, means from temporary point of view. I hope that you got the clear understanding about the table variable. Still you have any doubts, then let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, please share it and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.